Mavericks, as you may be aware, are 2-0 on this tournament so far after a 10-0 win earlier this morning against the team from St. Louis, the Merrimack Sharks. An odd game, Matt, because they lost their goaltender a minute and 5 seconds in because of, a re-aggravation of a groin injury that he suffered in the first game of the tournament. And because of that, one of their regular skaters suited up as a goaltender to finish that game. Young man did a terrific job, but the Junior Mavericks really dominating from start to finish in that one in picking up the victory. And now against this Minnetonka team that is 1-1 so far in the tournament. And they've got some big lads on their team.
Isley group.
Yep. They've also had their share of snarl. They got into it with the Chicago Blues in the first game of the tournament. I believe, second game of the tournament. And racked up some penalty minutes. They've got a young man out there who, he's taller than I think just about everybody on our team, including Taden and Fleming and some of those guys. But hey, you know what? Takes 5 plus a goalie to win. Beast in goal for this game. He will play today and tomorrow morning's game when we finish up against those aforementioned Chicago Blues. We'll start this game with Roman between Wyatt Tremaine and Braden Sturba, who had the eventual game-winning goal against Merrimack. Pass deflected, but it's gobbled up by Wyatt Ike. Ike will bring it in with his fellow Wyatt Tremaine, who takes the shot that side of the net. Trapped there by the goaltender. He'll hang on, and a whistle stops play just 34 seconds into the game. That's one thing I was just thinking about during the last game. I was doing the scoring, but I didn't mark any shots. So, apologies, folks. That's on me. There were a lot of shots in that game, too. The Junior Mavericks heavily outshooting the Merrimack Sharks. This one brought ahead. Long-range wrister gets the glass. It comes up the left wing wall. It's hacked to the right wing wall. Bouncing puck. Skipper's trying to control. Instead, this one taken back by Fleming. And here comes Will Fleming moving his feet. Cuts to the middle. Staying onside is Charlie. Knocked off his tape. Puck loose. Charlie trying to keep it alive. But it's beyond the reach of Jack. Out at center. Nandy stepped up. Couldn't get the puck. And back to take over is Fleming. Talking to Steve Maresh before this game, he said, we'd really like the boys to continue doing what they were doing against Merrimack. And that was using their teammates, passing the puck. Good back check there by Allers. Had it roll off his tape, but he did break up the play. Fleming back to retake. He'll dump it around the kick plate, and the take is by Charlie. Charlie up with Taz, trying to stay on side, and just couldn't do it. Charlie made one extra move trying to come into the offensive zone, and that threw Taz offside. The whistle stops play with 11:21 to go here in the first period. Outdoors again, as you can tell, last night was a night game. A little bit of glare. I think the boys needed to get their Ray-Bans out for this one, at least until that sun goes down a little bit, but the entire far side of the ice is covered in sunshine. Courtright lost it right at the blue line as the Mavericks trying to come out of their own zone. It's pushed deeper. Bear on this. Deflected pass up the wall. Skippers get it. And here's Bear taking over now. Bear will wend his way through traffic. Here's Bear with Taz and Courtright. Bear will take it himself, moving in for a shot off the outside of the net. Keeps the clearing attempt in deep, though. Bear battling along the end wall. Bear emerges with it, knocked off his tape. Taken over by T-Squared for a shot. Good kick save. Stepping in is Keeney for a shovel shot. And the save made by the goaltender. The rebound played up the wall just off of Aberman out to center. There's Allers playing it rink wide. Bear wound up for the dump in, but fanned on it. And so Allers is back to take over in his own zone. Rink wide, sends T-Squared away down the left wing. T-Squared cuts to the slot. He's got it. Shooting lane and a shot right into the midst of the goaltender. He wasn't able to control it though. Puck comes out and the Skippers will clear to center ice. Bear back on this. Found heater between a couple of defenders. Here's Vinny moving in. Knocked away from him. T-Squared follows for a long-range wrister that gets the rail. Laid around the boards, and this one carried up ice by the Skippers. Poke check by Boston. Puck loose just inside the line. Stoney's got it, and a smart play just to clear it back to neutral ice. Skipper's on it in their own end. Good steal by Stoney. Vinny back on side as Stoney brings it ahead. Stoney, weak shot off the outside of the net. Puck played up the kick plate. Stoney with it. He'll tap it down low. Vinny was going for a shift change. Just off the bench is Wyatt Tremaine to keep things bottled up. Good play by Wyatt. Back to the line. Held by Boston. Zips a wrist shot wide of the cage. And so far the Mavericks have not lacked for shots, but they have lacked for shots on goal. A number that have been off the outside of the net, and others have missed. Back out at center ice now. Here come the Skippers. It's a 2-on-2. Good job by Ike to rub out his man. Wyatt Ike taking over, puts on the brakes to get away from the forechecker. Puck taken back by Paxson. Headman on for Wyatt. Out to Sturba. A little pirouette move to bring it ahead. Here's Sturbs on. Deflected shot. And this one goes to the protected netting. And that will bring a face-off in the Skipper's end. 8:57. Time to go here in the first period. No score.
Oh, I can only imagine that glare that we're getting on the far side of the ice is only going to get worse as the night creeps on.
That's right. The way you expect it to move across at some point in time before it goes down behind the senior living center on the other side. Here's Fleming in. Good keep. His shot never made it through traffic. This one comes out to center. Backpedaling is Paxson off of Tremaine. He'll gather it back in. Tremaine moving in. Shot on goal. Save made by the goaltender. He'll hang on. Any shot on goal is a good shot. Make sure that goaltender is ready to go.
Sharp.
Yeah. I want to thank our sponsors here. Well, if you've got a quick moment, we'll thank them as we go along. Cottonwood Salon Suite, our original sponsor. We thank them. Thank you, Aunt Jessie, for all you do for the Junior Mavericks. Allers out there along with Jack and Charlie. But here's the 2-on-1 developing the other way. The Mavericks have to hurry back. This man sent it alone, but the pass just too far and could not make anything of it. Fleming hurrying to the loose puck now, and this one deflected out of play. Hope that didn't hit my car in the parking lot. And that stops the clock one more time. Also, our thanks to Charleston Homes, providing the best home building experience in Omaha since 2007. Charleston Homes voted #1 best of Omaha for 2025. Holler stays out there along with Jack and Charlie. Charlie trying to move it ahead, banged away from him. Kicked by Nandy, but not out. And the shot on goal, I believe that's the first the Beast has had to handle. And he easily sticks that one aside. Skippers get it up high, held at the point. Good job by Hollers to flag it down. And taken over by Fleming. Fleming will march it out to center. Could not advance it farther. Now here is Jack, able to tuck it in to the Minnetonka end. And a good job by Charlie to put the heat on. He blocked down a pass, and this one kicked deeper. Here's Charlie circling the net with it on the backhand. I think he had it. Hard to tell, the glare right in my eyes.
Yeah.
Good keep by Nandy at that point. Finally cleared out, and Fleming will recoil with it at center ice. Here's Fleming moving ahead. His shot blocked down. Stoney trying to keep it alive, but this one hops out to center. Courtwright's got it now. He'll backhand it in, but Minnetonka will take back over and clear it out to center ice. Minnetonka moving ahead. They get into the offensive zone. Angle move through traffic, broken up. There's a puck clear. Yes, just out to center ice. And so the Skippers have to peel back. Played in deep, and Bear's going to go back and get this one. 2 on him. Bear will snap it around to his defensive partner. For now, that's Will Fleming. Fleming will toss ahead, skipped over the defenseman. And here's Taz. Taz is going to test this defenseman. He'll just wrap it up the wall. Skippers get to it. Good job by Courtwright to keep that one alive. Here's Taz now, but banged away from him and out to center for Bear to retake. Rink wide to Keeney. Abram bottled up. And this one brought back ahead by Minnetonka. They're in the middle of a shift change, so that play breaks down. Out at center ice, T-squared forces the giveaway. Vinny will hawk this one and drive it in down the left wing. Excuse me, the right wing down the far boards. Around it comes. Pinching is Abram to keep it alive. And back to the end wall goes Vinny to battle for it. Around the boards it comes. This one dug out by Minnetonka. Just got out. No, they're going to say Abram kept it in. Now it's finally cleared. And T-squared's got it back. He'll lay it on back to Bear. Bear looking for some room, and he's got a lot of it. Here comes Bear moving into the offensive zone. Bear cutting to the net. Last minute poke check denies him the shot. Bear in there with Vinny working the near corner. To his side, they battle for it. Puck pops out of the scrum just beyond the reach of T-Squared. He forced it free and then is able to gather it back in. Here's T-Squared. Couldn't center. Pass blocked away. So he lays it on back. Here's Paxson. He'll snap one and a pad save by the goaltender. Barron, one-timer, and that one sails wide. Abram hurries to the far point to keep this one alive, only momentarily as it's out to center. Oh, Allers looked like he kept it in. But here comes Minnetonka the other way for the long dump in. To the corner it goes. This one played behind. Allers takes over on this one. Here's Will Allers. Good outlet there for Wyatt Tremaine. Wyatt will bring it ahead. T-Squared heads to the bench for the change, so Tremaine will dump it in. Wyatt after it to the far corner. Wyatt trying to dig it out for Sturbs. Instead, the skipper is able to take back, and on they come with it. Skipper's bringing it ahead. Long-range shot, easily gloved by Beast. He'll hang on, and a face-off to come to the Junior Mavericks end. 4:52, our time to go in the first period. Still no score. Also, our thanks to our sponsor, Nebraska Electric Power Sports. We have electric dirt bikes for all ages. Experience the future. We sell fun. And Joe Chalin Tax Service. Our thanks to Grandpa Joe for all that he does for the Mavericks. The Skippers get it deep. Played back up the wall. Held by the defense. That one intercepted by Ike. Couldn't clear it out. Skippers will go high with this one. Long range shot and two guys down low. Uncovered both. But they cannot collect the puck. And Wyatt Ike will work it out to center. Here comes Ike. Ike moving it ahead. Hacked at, slashed at. Still able to hang on to that puck. Taking it around behind the net. Ike out. Lost it in traffic. Sturba tackled in front. No penalty called on that. And they won't call an icing here as somebody got a stick on it. So Boston Gas will play this one around. And Tremaine tips this one back into the skipper's end.
Sturba hobbling to the bench there after getting tackled in front of the net and then cross-checked as he got up.
Swung in by Minnetonka. Puck loose behind the net, taken over by Will Fleming. Here comes Will. Gathering speed through center ice, has Charlie with him. Fleming right down the gut. Got broken up. Puck loose. Kept by Stoney. Snapped it rink wide. Good play there. Fleming's got this one. Picks it off the wall and fires, but over the net. And this one will ricochet all the way back into the Maverick zone. Stoney chasing this one down. Had a little trouble with it. Then this bounces over the stick of George Nandor. Puck loose behind. Skippers try to get it in front. They got a man there, the big number 77, but cannot find his stick. And Jack Davis will clear it out to center ice. Knocked back along Minnetonka with this. Play breaks down. Mavericks able to take back over on the puck. Stoney will send it ahead. Off of Jack Davis. Again, Minnetonka with this. Chipped along. They can't make connections with it. Here's Jack. Will flip it to the far wing. Nobody there as Charlie had dropped back. Loose at center ice. There's Fleming. Tried to kick to his stick. Broken up. Back on comes Minnetonka. Player sent off to the wall. Here's Jake Courtwright. He'll send it out to center. Charlie able to collect this one. On he comes. Fleming joining him. Charlie had it banged off his tape and takes this man hard to the wall. He goes down and stays down as the puck is played around the kick plate. Now it's Fleming going rink wide with it. Paxson will collect and chip it farther in. It's Courtwright back up the wall. Blind pass. No Maverick there. Paxson lost his stick. Taz had his back. Trying to keep it alive. And stoppage of play and too many men on the ice. And the call is going to be against the Skippers, or it's hard to tell. Usually when that stuff happens in front of the bench and they're in the middle of a shift change, you never want that puck going toward your bench because it always ends up being a schmozzle, and I think that's what happened there for Minnetonka. So we will have a power play for the Mavericks and an opportunity to break this deadlock. Allers out along with Vinny and T-Squared. It's Abram and Bear. Backing them up. Face-off win is by Minnetonka. They'll play it around the wall. Bear holds this. Oh, tried to dangle around the man who was right in his kitchen. Lost the puck. Here's a shorthanded bid the other way. This one thrown on goal for the stop by Beast. And Bear will wind it back up. Bear's going to take it himself. Here comes Bear moving in. Knocked off his tape. T-Squared has it. T-Squared will fire. Glove save. Goaltender saw it all the way. Makes the save and hangs on. Another face-off coming up, and we'll get... Now they're going to keep the same power play unit out there. They're going to change up the D-men. And so Ike and Gass will go out there now. Allers is going to try to draw this straight back. And he does to Wyatt Ike. Ike, shot, tipped on the way through. There's a chance for T-Squared. That one stopped. T-Squared peels away. Gets it back in front. Vinny was there, but he was tied up. Here's Gass with a chance. That one blocked down, and the puck cleared to neutral ice. Ike dropping back. Headman's on for Allers. Allers will carry it ahead. He'll turn and fire, and a pad save made by the goaltender. It's Heater now, trying to go back to Gass. Gass, his rink-wide feed, it was a good thought, but Ike just not in position to gather that puck in, so he's got to go back and get it. Changing on the fly here as Vinny tries to get it in deep. He's broken up, but Boston now will carry. Here comes Boston in. He's broken up, and then it hops over the stick of T-Squared, and here's a shorthanded rush the other way, 1-on-3, into the feet of Ike. That's a tough play, and Stoney's got to just pool cue it away from traffic behind the net. Boston takes over, and a good outlet for T-Squared. He'll go rink wide for Wyatt. Wyatt Tremaine had a ricochet off his stick. Boston's got it again, played just in. Skipper's back on it. Pressure comes, but they're able to get it out. Gass rink wide.
Nice,
there's Ike.
Side.
Just 20 seconds to go on this power play. Ike moving in. He's broken up on the play. Stoney, a forward, didn't want to pinch in on that one and have it be a 2-on-1 rush, so he stays back. Backhand shot wide off that shorthanded bid, and Boston will foist this one around to the far side. Sturbs couldn't get there in time. Skippers keep it alive, can't get off a shot, and Ike makes the smart play just to dish this one to neutral ice as the horn sounds, ending the first period of play. We're done 1 and no score between the Mavericks and the Minnetonka Skippers. Game 3 of the Gopher State President's Cup.
Nice work by Mavericks with the passing, side-to-side movement here. This is the best way that they're getting shooting lanes players seem to hesitate still at this age and getting shots off and passes off just quick enough. So finding an extra half a second with the puck is always desperately needed, and going cross ice and using the full width of that ice instead of just looking the long way is the best way for these boys to do it, and they seem to be doing it well this game so far.
Folks, again, a shout out to our sponsors, Charleston Homes. Charleston Homes has its own in-house warranty team to take care of homeowners after closing. Charleston Homes, voted #1 Best of Omaha for 2025. Cottonwood Salon Suite. Also, thanks to Nebraska Electric Power Sports, we have electric dirt bikes for all ages. And for Grandpa Joe, thank you, Joe Taylor Tax Service, for your sponsorship of the Junior Mavs. So, second period, these teams will switch ends. And the Mavericks will be skating away from the sun here in the second period.
I know I was losing the puck in the right-hand corner on offense, so the boys probably had the same trouble I was.
So to start this period, it'll be Paxson out between Jack and Charlie, Nandy and Fleming on the blue. Puck down, a high bouncing puck, and Minnetonka will play this one in. Fleming back to take over on this one. Nearly lost it right in front of the net, but he gets it back and will scoop that one to center ice. Minnetonka back on. Broken up by Fleming. Follow-up comes. Centering pass trickles to the crease, and a stop by Beast. He'll hang on. They'll get another face-off in the defensive zone. Folks, I don't know if you can tell. I mean, yes, it is sunny, but you can't tell the temperature. It's beautiful here today. We lucked out in a big way this weekend. We have 2 outdoor games. This is our second, and the temperature has been unseasonably mild for both of them. Here's Allers. He is going to bring it out. He's got Jake with him and Taz. Taz going to try to split the defense. Allers in for the stick lift to help out Taz, who's then taken off to the end boards. Allers has the puck. Taz has it. Sharp angle shot, and the save made by the goaltender. Here's Courtwright after the puck carrier, but this one sent out to center ice. Brought back ahead by the Skippers. Dropped off just inside. The late man coming couldn't take the puck cleanly. He's guarded by Courtwright as he brings it in for a shot. Save made by Beast. Long rebound. Collared and carried ahead by Taz. Taz with Jake on his right. Just got poke checked. And the Skippers bring back up ice. Long range shot. Stick save by Beast. Out of play it goes. And that will stop the clock. We're just underway. A minute 12 played here in the second period.
You can tell this is game 2 of the day for these boys. Game 3 within less than 24 hours. Boys feeling a little bit gassed here, not seeing the feet movement quite as peppy as we've seen in previous games.
Shot from long range, a stick save by Beast. I think he might be fighting the glare a little bit too, although not in his eyes. Minnetonka with it at center ice, played just in. Good job by Boston. Outlet feed for T-Squared. T-Squared moving to the slot, trying to split the defense. Broken up just at the last minute. T-Squared gets it back in the corner. Dangles his way through 3. Will hand it off to Stoney. Stoney with the shot and an easy save of the goaltender to the corner. T-Squared back to Stoney again. Stoney will fire. Another pad save. Need to take away the eyes of that goaltender. If he can see it, he's going to stop it. Here's Stoney along the half wall. Trying to ladle that one along. Held by Boston for a shot. That one goes wide. Vinny first to the rebound. His man goes down. Vinny hands back. Here's Wyatt Ike. Ike down low. Vinny takes off the end boards. Trying to throw it in front. No one at home. And this one cleared all the way back down. Good sustained pressure there by the Junior Mavericks. Nothing to show for it yet. But an icing call will give them another offensive zone faceoff with 10 3/4 minutes to go now in the second period. It'll be Paxson along with Sturbs and Wyatt Tremaine. Good face-off win by Paxson. Here's Fleming. Shoots off a leg. Penalty? No. Thought we were going to get a penalty on that play as this one played around the white pit plate. The pinch is by Fleming in his feet. Trying to keep it alive and does so, but Sturbs had a chili dip off his stick, and this one cleared to center. Played back in by Nandy offside as Sturbs was trapped there. So another neutral zone face-off upcoming. Game 4 should be interesting tomorrow, Matt. It's a 7:30 face-off. We'll be indoors for that game. Here's a good steal. Tremaine in a shot. Oh, and he clanged the iron. Puck loose along the wall. Sturbs after it. He lost an edge and went down. And then it comes out to center. Played back in offside. Oh, sorry. The puck was played by a high stick. I missed that. And so
Ringing the post. Nice scoring attempt there.
Shoot for the edges. Wyatt did there. Just missed. Paxton a good face-off win. Can't find a friendly stick as this shot is sent wide. Good thing, too, because I don't think Beast saw that one coming through. There's a big crowd in front. Fleming able to take over. He'll send Paxton away. Paxton moves up ice. Cutting to the slot. Took a shot that's deflected wide. Tremaine gets it back to the front of the net. That one blocked away. Good battle by Paxton, able to fight it free. Paxton had his pass deflected away, kept by Nandy, and then a long looping shot by Fleming missed the mark. Here's Tremaine getting it up high. Another shot on goal by Nandy this time, and the save made by the goaltender. Shift changes again. And the Junior Mavericks will send out Allers along with Jack and Charlie. And it'll be Abram and Bear as this puck is cleared back down. Rolling on edge won't make the goal line, and so Bear's got to play it. Bear looking for Charlie, able to kick it down. Charlie had options, called his own number. Here's Charlie moving in. Broken up with a stick lift from behind. Dished up the wall. Bear able to keep this one, and he'll shove it back down low. Charlie in on the forecheck. Up the wall it comes, and it'll pop out. Good job by Abram to step up and keep it alive, but now it's pushed ahead by Minnetonka. Good back checking by Abram, broke up that play. Jack will take over, and the pass is for Charlie. Charlie moving in, has one man to beat, has Allers in front. Elects to take the shot himself. Here's Courtright on the rebound chance, but promptly stripped and the puck cleared out to center. Charlie's got to clear the zone. Hadn't, they wave it off anyway, should have been an offside. And here comes Minnetonka back on. Bear the lone defender back. Now the Mavericks rally to the net as this one is knocked to the corner. And Bear will dish this one up the wall past the defenseman and back to the skipper's end. Minnetonka regrouping at center ice. Across they come. The man can't handle the puck cleanly. Abram will take over. Then had his pocket picked. Played down low. Deflected just wide of the cage. Bear trying to outmuscle his man. Good play by Beast just to settle things down. Trapped it at the side of the net. And he'll hang on. 8:08 is our time to go in what is still a scoreless game here in the second period. It's Stoney out along with Taz. Sorry, I'm fighting the sun here trying to read these numbers. Yeah. And Jake. Oh, Boston, a dangerous pass, but nobody expected it. It went through everybody and all the way back into the Minnetonka end. Sent ahead. Good job by Stoney, waiting for his team to get onside. They do. Here's Stoney in. Minnetonka's got the guys back as Stoney puts it off the outside of the net. That just kicked out by the goaltender. Played on back. Here's Boston with it now. Boston through traffic, got it in front. Right there for Taz. Oh, and he shoveled it wide. Courtright back on it. Trying to get it in front. Oh, he had Taz again, but that one just eludes his stick. And Minnetonka will float it back out to center. Here's Wyatt Ike wanting to wind it back up, catching Minnetonka in a shift change. Ike moving in. Lost it in his feet. It's still in his feet, trying to find it. Courtright in to help out. Ike's got it for a backhander. Kicked out. That goaltender's got some pads on it. Good keep by Stoney. Hammered back in deep. Here's Vinny as the Mavericks get fresh players out there. Knocks his man down. Boston down from the point. Trying to keep this one alive. The bouncing puck to the blue line. Not out. But Stoney's one-timer is dubbed, and it's cleared down for an icing against the Skippers. Well, some sustained attack zone time there. Need more of that. The best defense is a good offense.
You nailed it. I got to predict that this next goal is going to come from a rebound because you talked about this goalie's pads for the Skippers. And man, is he kicking and flailing and making saves with his legs. Something fierce.
Here's Fleming. He'll march in and shoot. Save made by the goaltender. Got a good look at it, though. Here's Nandy now trying to hold the left side. Puck hopped past him. Good job by Paxson to hustle back. Caught in the feet of Fleming. Recovered just to poke check it away. Paxson will take over now. And up he comes. Just poke checked at the line. Skipper's trying to come back the other way with it. Good back check by Nandy. And now here's T-squared. T-squared will march in, trying to cut wide. Sharp angle shot, fought off by the goalie. Vinny handing it on back. Here's Nandy. Paxson had his back, thrown back toward the cage. Cut off, played to the blue line. Not out. Now Tremaine, fresh off the bench. Tremaine takes from T-squared. Got the shot. Saved by the goaltender, but he juggled it a bit. Allers now in from the bench. Couldn't get that. And then this one rifled into the Maverick bench. That stops the clock. Good catch by Bear. And we'll have an offensive zone face-off for the Junior Mavericks as the pressure continues to build.
Definitely having a lopsided game here. Mavericks doing a great job of keeping the pressure in this zone.
Really leaning on their goaltender are the Skippers from Minnetonka. Allers, Sturbs, and Wyatt Tremaine out along with Bear and Abram. Controlled by Minnetonka. Played into the feet of Abram. And this one cleared. Bear flips it up the wall. Tremaine dug it out. Allers just pushed too far for himself. Tried to get it back, but could not. Sturba goes down. And the Mavericks regroup. Here's Allers now. Goes around one. Allers moving his way in. Takes the shot, and that one sailed wide. Rebound comes near side. It's Bear pinching. Keeps it alive for Sturva. Trying to funnel it in front. Instead, that pass goes wide. Abram a good pinch down the left wing side. Trying to keep it alive but can't. Skipper is just happy to clear it out of their own zone. Bear sizing things up. For Allers did a good job to flag down that high pass. Allers looking things over. Gives it rink wide now for Abram. The Mavericks finishing off a shift change, so he was trying to buy some time so that those fresh guys could get out there. Stoney comes on now for Allers. Charlie's out there. Sturbs needs a change. Here's Abram able to keep it alive. A backhander sails through the slot and wide. Skipper's trying for the long home run pass. That one broken up. Just flipped back in by Bear, but just a step offside where the Junior Mavericks stand. That will stop the clock now with 4:43 to go here in the second period.
Just holding the line. Relentless. Turnovers in the neutral zone and pressure right back on the attack for the Omaha Mavericks. Doing a great job.
Stoney, Jack, and Charlie out with Boston and Wyatt Ike. Big scrum off the face-off. Boston had the right idea. His pass just went off a skate. Charlie takes over now. Here's Charlie moving in. Goes around the defenseman. Had Jack in front. Just keeps it himself. Now we'll give it on back to Boston. Calling for it rink wide was Ike. Ike will step in. He'll shoot. Tipped on the way through, but it goes wide. Charlie tangled up, able to free himself. He steps out, gets the shot. That one deflected away. Throw it back in front. Good chance there by Jack, who tried to jam it in short side. Holding the clear is Boston. Dumped it down low. This one banged off the wall and cleared out to center ice. It doesn't get deep. Flipped back along by Jack. Charlie caught in the offensive zone and another offside call.
Shot after shot. We're not seeing a shot count here, but if I had to guess, this is a very double-digit runaway shot attempt in favor of the Omaha Junior Mavericks.
Paxton, Taz, Courtright out there now. Fleming and Nandy. This one was tipped, so they wave off the icing, and Fleming will have to play this one with pressure coming. Fleming just keeps the feet moving. And it's a two-on-two. Fleming around his man, takes the shot, saved by the goaltender. He'll hang on. Taz was crashing the net down the near wing, but Fleming elected to take it himself. And Matt, there are so many times that drives me crazy when we've got that guy crashing the net and we just elect to take that shot.
The pass would have been the better choice on that particular play.
It's there. Good face-off win by Paxton. Here's Fleming. Wrists one. Didn't get all the way through. Loose in the slot. Skippers will clear. Fleming back on it, and he'll march it ahead. Here's Will Fleming. Sharp angle shot. Waffle board saved by the goaltender. Puck labeled out, and here's a breakaway chance for the Skippers. Moving in for a shot. Oh, he sailed it wide. Beast has been a spectator in this game for the last 5 minutes or so, and all of a sudden he's got to face a breakaway. Fortunate that that shot did not land on target. Here's Courtright, able to settle down a bouncing puck. Jake moving in, has a man to beat, throws it on goal, glove saved. And with this goaltender, if he can see it, he looks like he's the kind of guy who's going to stop it.
Far side would have been the place to go, or bouncing it off these pads. He's kicking those rebounds way far out there, and I think rebounds is how the next goal is going to come on this goalie.
Allers, T-squared, Vinny. Out along with Abram and Bear. Looks like a line that can make some things happen. Hammered around the wall. T-squared, able to intercept this one in the corner. He's got two on him. Help comes from Vinny. Kicked free by T-squared, side of the net. This one cleared up the wall. Bear will step in and shovel toward the goal. He scores! Bear with a shot on goal, and that one fooled the goaltender. And with 2:39 to go in the second period, the deadlock finally broken. It is 1-0 Junior Mavericks. The captain comes through with a point shot.
A bouncing shot, you know. The goalie was set up and squared to that shot, and that's how it's going to break the plane, is it's going to get deflected or rebounded.
A little bit of a knuckler. And the Mavericks finally able to get on the board after all this pressure. Here's Allers now bringing it up ice. He'll slide one in, kicks right out. T-squared follows, but he rockets it wide. Held at the left point. Abram fanned on his first shot. Second time goes through the slot and wide. Here's Allers pursuing that puck. Does a good job of keeping things bottled up. T-squared will float one toward the cage. Gloved out of the air and hung on to by the Minnetonka goaltender. And he'll squeeze it with now 2:16 to go here in the second period. Bear the goal that has made it a 1-0 Junior Maverick lead. Stoney, Sturbs, Wyatt Tremaine out along with Ike and Gass. Face-off win by Stoney. Ike, Gass, floater toward the cage, and that one deflected. Took a little one hopper like it hit a pebble or something and skipped. It's like those ones that eat up the shortstops in baseball every once in a while.
That's how Bear's goal went in.
Here's Ike now. Ike on his horse, twisting through traffic. Poked away, but holding is Stoney. Stoney toward the cage, missed the mark. Skippers have it. Kept alive by Ike, only for a moment. Now here's Boston. He couldn't march ahead with it. Skippers will shove it ahead, but this one taken over now by Stoney. Stoney will sauce it rink wide. Ike quickly steers it up to his fellow Wyatt Tremaine. Here comes Tremaine moving in, trying to use the defenseman as a screen, but he got a piece of it and deflected it away. Good job by Sturbs to pursue to the corner. Bumps with his man. Puck kept alive, though, by Gass for a long-range shot. Hit the defenseman in front. And this one just worked out to center ice as Stoney will one-handed back to Gass. Gass quickly up to Charlie, fresh from the bench. He sidesteps one. Charlie moves in. Has Wyatt with him. Wyatt holding, shooting. That one clanked out of the glove of the goaltender. Stoney with it now. He got poke checked, but Ike holds. Ike marching in. Ike will take the shot. I think that ricocheted off the post. Now it's Tremaine. Dug it out. Charlie trying to squeeze it in from a sharp angle. Plays it behind. Wyatt Tremaine, wraparound chance. That one blocked away. Trying to keep it alive is Wyatt Tremaine. This one finally cleared all the way down. It's going to go for an icing against Minnetonka and stop the clock. Just continuing to grind away are the Junior Mavericks here in the offensive zone.
Relentlessness.
37.5 seconds now to go here in the second period, and somebody's going to need to buy that goaltender a soda after this game. He's doing a heck of a job keeping his team in it. Paxson goes out there with Charlie and Jack, Fleming and Nandy on the blue line, and this one's going to go all the way down and not quite make the goal line. So here comes Fleming with it. Fleming. He's like a rocket down that left side, cutting to the net, shoots one right into the midsection of the goaltender, who hangs on with now 16.9 to go here in the second period.
Well, that's the perfect opportunity again, where either the pass or the rebound, playing it off the goalie's pads to let the trickler come right out front to the net crasher. Mavs are getting some good opportunities here.
Fleming shoots, score! Well, Fleming with the shot, and Charlie the tip, I believe, on the way through. That puck was going high, went down, and gets by the goaltender to make it 2-0. That one with 10.7 seconds to go here in the second period.
Charlie.
I think Charlie got hurt celebrating.
Celebrating, or I'm not sure. Charlie's keeled over slightly, getting some friendly pats on the head. Not sure where he's going here. Hopefully he's all right. Took one to the gut or something.
My goodness. Got a long way to go, fellas. Got to tone down those celebrations. I think for the Junior Mavericks, though, the celebration comes about, Matt, because of all this hard work and only 2 goals to show for their efforts here as the horn sounds, ending the second period of play. 26 minutes on the books here at the outdoor rink here in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Junior Mavericks here in the Gopher State President's Cup. While we have this opportunity, I want to thank our sponsors, Nebraska Electric Power Sports. Experience the future of electric dirt bikes. We sell fun. Nebraska Electric Power Sports. Also, our thanks to Grandpa Joe, Vinny's Grandpa Joe, Joe Chalin Tax Services, Charleston Homes, providing the best home building experience in Omaha since 2007, and Cottonwood Salon Suite. Our thanks to Aunt Jessie for all she does for the fellas all year long.
Dave, have you mentioned what a fun weekend it's been for multiple Omaha teams here in the President's Day Cup?
Well, the Pee Wee Red team has sure had a heck of a time so far. They have gone 3-0 and will play for the championship tomorrow morning. They have really come together in this tournament and played well. We had a chance to see their third game here, a hard-fought affair, and for those of us who have been together and around OHC travel teams for a few years, there'll be some familiar faces. Isaac Craig, who played last year with a lot of these guys on the Pee Wee White team, he had a goal, and in goal for it all was the Bruce, Brinley Kirkman, who was terrific, giving up only 2 goals in that 4-2 win to send them to the championship game.
This will secure it for the Bantam Red team as well here. If the boys can hold on one more period, we'll have a game at 7:30, and I'm not for certain, but I want to say this is a good chance to put us in the championship no matter what if we pull this big victory off.
Allers, Courtwright, and Taz start with Bear and Abram. Tough pass from Bear goes into the feet of Abram. And here's Allers taking over. He'll head man it on for Courtwright. Courtwright trying to fight off the back checker. Now it's Courtwright doing the fighting as he ties up his man. Good job to get around one. Got bottled up at the blue line. Puck taken over by the Skippers, but Allers pickpocket maneuver and then got corkscrewed. No penalty coming as Courtwright will just lay it in deep, and Taz is going to go fight for it. Taz throws this one to the end wall. Allers slamming his stick against the boards as he goes off. That one did not feel good. And no penalty called on the play. Taz wedging it up the boards, taken back by Minnetonka, played just in. Stoney trying to knock it down, finally does so for Bear. Bear fanned on his first clearing attempt, second clearing attempt collared at the line, and the shot is kicked away by Bear to the far wall. He'll one-hand it up to T-squared. T-squared brings it out to center. There's T-squared around the referee who will shove this one in. Around the kick plate it comes. Vinny, the first man on it. He overskated, but Stoney had his back. Tried to throw toward the cage. Cut off. T-squared's got it now. He cuts back against the grain. Hands it on up. Ike will dance in with it. Ike's got Vinny in front. Hanging on to it. Wanted to go high to Stoney. Nearly intercepted. Stoney trying to keep it, but could not as this one is cleared back down. Stoney got tangled up with one of the Skippers there. Luckily, Boston was back just off the bench, and here comes Vinny back on with it for Ike. Ike cuts back. Got to just take that shot. He's waiting for the perfect spot, and it's not going to come with the Skippers rallying back in their own zone. Here's Ike. Little give and go. Finds Paxson. He's out for a shot. Oh, just over the crossbar. Down from the point is Boston to keep it alive. Tremaine couldn't swing it on goal. It goes behind instead. Wrapped back around the wall. Boston will step in, collides, but keeps it alive for Sturba. Centering feed misfires, and Minnetonka will take over and clear just out to center. Good job by Ike to glove it back down. He'll keep the pressure on, marching it in. Ike then lost it off his tape, but Sturba follows. He's gotten funnels on goal, and the pad saved by the goaltender, and the rebound just cleared out. We had a sandbagger back behind the defense. Good job by Paxson to get there. Boston's got his man tied up, and finally able to bang it off his stick and to center ice. You've seen them do that a couple of times, trying to sneak that guy behind the defense. And that time, Boston did a good job just to neutralize his man until the reinforcements came.
You saw his face come up on your screen. I tagged it as a highlight because definitely a good defensive back check and play by Boston Gas to foil an offensive charge.
Center ice face-off, Allers, that along with Charlie and Jack. Jack stripped Allers from the red, just able to get it in, didn't get it far. Thrown in by Minnetonka, and Fleming's going to have to give chase. Will Fleming ducks his shoulder. Lost it in the feet of the referee. Allers trying to take it back, frees it up for Jack. Here's Jack now. Jack, a good backhand pass out to center ice. Charlie moving ahead, trying to go right down the slot, broken up, but Allers follows. He's got it, cutting to the net, takes the shot, blocked away, goes behind the net, thrown back in front, chance for Jack, and the save made right at the side of the net. Good job by Allers to get that quickly back in front, and Jack equally sharp. He was ready for that pass and got the tester on goal. 9:43 our time to go in the third period. Allers, Jack, and Charlie stay out there with Nandy and Fleming.
Flagged all three offensive men on that.
Yeah, that was really good. Here's Nandy, top of the slot, slings one, glove save, and another offensive zone face-off to come.
You can just see this glare on the screen.
Oh yeah, it's obviously it's growing.
Broadcast.
Here's Charlie. The shot broken up. Dished up the wall, held by Fleming, and just spiked back on goal. And I believe that was turned aside by the goaltender. This one is swung down wide of Beast and goes for an icing call. With now 9:22 to go in the final period. Face-off coming up. And it will... Junior Mavericks will send Stoney, Courtright, Taz out with Bear and Abram. Face-off win by Stoney. Bear shoots one, missed the mark. Rebound, banged out to center ice. Bouncing puck. Minnetonka has it. Pass comes to the slot, broken up. Mavericks just can't get it. It's just laying there. A couple of players over skating. And the Skippers get there and send a shot through the slot and wide. Taz, pestered, but a good job to poke it out to center where Courtright will take. Sends it rink wide. Abram will step to the breach and bring it in. Here's Abram. Shot, knocked down by the stick of the defender. Abram following, keeping this one alive. Here's Abram now curling. He'll get it up high for Stoney. Stoney marches in and risks one, deflected away. Played back to the blue line again. Stoney trying to keep things bottled up, but it's finally cleared. Mavericks on the regroup now. Long feed by Bear. Too far. He goes for an icing call. And a defensive zone face-off upcoming for the Junior Mavericks as they'll send fresh players out. It'll be Paxson, Vinny, and T-Squared. The boss and Wyatt Ike remain on the blue line, or stay, get out on the blue line. Loose puck in the feet of a lot of players. Still loose. Oh, and sent through the crease and wide by the pursuing Skipper player. Vinny trying to step ahead through traffic. Now it's Paxson carrying. Here's Paxson moving into the glare. Gets a backhander on goal. Save made. And we'll get another whistle. Again, as much as the Junior Mavericks can keep the play down in this end, the better.
Go to the light.
Well, not last time I saw that, it ended up being poltergeist, so I don't think we want to do that. Here's Vinny now. Vinny wanted to step to the middle of the ice, lost a handle on it. Wyatt Ike takes turns, gets it to Vinny. Vinny hung up from behind. Ike will take over again. Staggered from his knees. One of the Skippers able to play it out, but it's brought back ahead. T-Squared looking for a lane. Now takes this shot and fires it wide. Boston holds left point. His shot missed the mark. Our targeting systems are off today. Skippers finally clear it out, and Paxson backing up his defenseman able to take over. Rink wide for the boss. Boss has some room. He'll move in and shoot. Wide.
One of these days, the boards are going to give.
Why do I always get the warped one? Bouncing puck in traffic. Skippers knock it out. Gas will get it back to Ike. Wanted Allers. He was quickly closed off. Puck loose. T-Squared's got it. Gas calling for it desperately, and he gets it finally from T-Squared. He'll move it ahead. Here comes Boston. Will send it on goal. Trapped there by the goaltender. And squeezed for a face-off. Down to 6:54 to go here in the third period. Allers out along with Sturbs and Tremaine, Nandy and Fleming. Allers trying to get Fleming in a good spot for a quick drawback. Allers has it now. He'll shoot off his own man's leg, tried to follow the rebound. We're our own worst enemies sometimes.
Yeah.
There's Nandy, just played in. Broken up by the Skippers, but Sturbs holds off the far wall, took the shot, and that one missed the mark. Up, and this one hops over the stick of Nandy. He'll race back to get it, rink wide for Fleming. Fleming up for Sturbs. Sturbs at the line, net. Fleming follows with the loose puck. Threw it in front. Oh, there was Sturbs trying to steer it on goal, but could not get good lumber on it. Now it's Tremaine. Wanted to center for Sturbs. Broken up by the Skippers and played around. Sturbs intercepting at the half wall. Two aside, they battled for it. Good scrum. Allers in there as well as another one of the Skippers. Now here's Fleming holding, shooting, and the save made by the goaltender. One more time. Matt, you said we're not getting an official shot tally here in this game, but it's getting awfully high on the Junior Mavericks end.
Yeah, it's a number of them there for that previous barrage of shots hit the backboard behind the goalie, but nonetheless, we're scaring the shit out of him.
The boards are taking it hard here. Here's a long-range shot by Abram, answered by the goaltender. Rebound comes to the corner. Charlie's got it. He's got Jack fighting for position in front. Charlie hanging on, sizing up his options. Oh, he saw Roman sneaking rink wide and couldn't find him. Here's Bear moving in. He fanned on it. Now the Mavericks have to hurry back. But an errant pass broken up by Abram. The follow-up comes. Minnetonka able to get it in. Charlie knocked it down. Bear gives back for Charlie. And Charlie punched it ahead, but behind Jack. Regrouping are the Skippers. They go around Abram. Man moving in, tied up by Stoney.
Nice
Good
job.
recovery by Stoney. And here comes Charlie. His man goes down. Jack Davis joining. Charlie stepping in. Score! Charlie looked like he was going to pull it to the backhand. I think that opened up the goaltender just enough, and the puck slid underneath and 5-hole. And just like that, it's 3-0 with 5:04 to go now here in the third period.
I'm going to give kudos to Stoney even on that assist, because the back check created a turnover that led to Charlie with an enormous amount of speed going the other direction, and his man missed foot, tripped down, and he got an open shooting lane that led to that go-ahead goal.
Kind of have to wonder with all the sun exposure if it's having any effect on the, especially with the warm temperatures, if it's having any effect on the condition of the ice. Boston tried to clear it out, could not. Toward the cage. Oh, that one went off.
Post and score.
Popped in. That one just took a bunch of weird bounces.
Oh,
it started by hitting one of the Mavericks in front up high.
Beast lost sight of that one. He got so turned around in his net.
And so with 4:46 to go, this is back to a 2-goal game now. It's 3-1. Paxson, Taz, Courtright. Paxson wins it forward, and he'll carry it now. Here's Paxson moving in. Threw it to the slot. After it is Taz for a chance. And that one broken up. Skipper's trying to come back the other way. Good back check by Taz. Takes his man out. Puck thrown in deep. Ikey's got it. Ikey plays it up the wall. Cut off. And dumped back in deep. Boston dug it out to the same Skipper player. And finally, this one is cleared by Courtright, just too far for Taz. Taz did a good job to bat that one down, but the Skippers clear it out as the Mavericks are trying to finish off a shift change. Played in deep. Boston will rattle this one up the glass. Courtright had it, overskated. Allers has, and he will headman it on. This one carried up by T-Squared. T-Squared around one. Couldn't get around the second. He pursues the puck to the end wall as Allers waiting alone in front. Well, was lonely there in front. Here's T-Squared. Hands it off. Boss across. Moving in. Ikey tried the shot. His man got in front of it. Good pursuit by T-Squared, though. Has Vinny in front of the net. This time his shot goes through the slot and wide. Gas holds left point toward the cage. Bounced off a defender and goes wide. Vinny digging in. Now T-Squared. T-Squared trying to go behind for Vinny. That play got broken up. Minnetonka's back up ice. Good job by Allers to break up that rush. And on he comes. Here's Will Allers moving in. Has it on the backhand. Put it off the outside of the net. Tried to stuff the rebound back in front, but that closed off. Cuts back against the grain. Went around another player. And this one just eked out by Minnetonka as we're under 3 minutes to go here in the third period. 3-1 Junior Mavericks with the advantage. Boston Gas moving it ahead. His shot floats over the cage. After it is Wyatt Tremaine. Help from Sturbs trying to wedge that one along. Broken up and cleared out. Snapped back in by Stoney offside. 2:39 is the time remaining here in the third period. 3-1 Junior Mavericks with the advantage here in Game 3 of the Gopher State President's Cup. Tomorrow, the Chicago Blues will provide the opposition at 7:30, and we will be indoors for that one on the big rink in this 3-rink facility. It's a nice one. Had a real good time playing here this weekend. Puck to the slot. Fleming cut it off. Will Fleming sends it ahead. Tremaine a good outlet for Sturbs. Sturbs able to work his way by the defenseman, took the shot, and that one sails wide. Nandy stepping off the far wall. He was 1-on-3, got broken up. Skippers will come back up with it. Nandy hustling to get back into the play and forces the dump in now. Fleming around the kick plate. Tremaine taking there. Tremaine going rink wide. Fleming gathers this one in. Takes the shot off the outside of the net. Bang back up the wall. Stoney covering for Fleming. Fleming's got it now. Fleming pivoting to the forehand, shoots, and that one patted away by the goaltender. Rebound funneled back in front by Tremaine, and he could not make connections with Sturbs. Brought back ahead and dumped in by the Skippers as they have two players collide with one another at center ice. We're under 90 seconds to go here in the third period. Stoney out to Charlie, took the bump. Brought back ahead at the line, their player dumped. And the puck will drift in deep for the retake by Nandy. Nandy off his own man, off the back of Roman, that hurts. Omaha able to get it out. Played back in offside, and Stoney hobbles his way. I think that one hit him on the back of the leg, which there is no padding back there.
Yeah, very little padding on the calf, and that's right where that one caught him. Back of the knee, back of the calf. Ouch.
Charlie Paxson and Jack Davis out. Bear and Abram on the blue line. Saucered ahead by Bear. Here's Jack. Jack couldn't hang on. Slapped back along by the Skippers. Mavericks had it. They give it back. And here comes Minnetonka. Back ahead. Big number 77 will take off the wall and fire a shot wide. Down to 40 to go. Good job by Abram to get it out. It's a 2-on-1 developing. Charlie will take it himself. He's already got a goal tonight. Charlie in a shot. Save made. Jack follows. Rebound jostled off his stick. Loose at the side of the net. The Skippers will play it to the wall. Not out. Here's Abram. Abram will step in. His shot deflected away. Paxson's got it now. Holds off his man for the trigger pull. And that one kicked out by the goaltender and cleared by the Skippers. Final 15 winking away here in the third period as Bear takes over. Bear will send wide of the cage. And the Skippers will send it out to center ice. Bear takes over, and that'll do it. The Junior Mavericks improved to 3-0 here at the Gopher State President's Cup with a 3-1 victory over the Minnetonka Skippers. And the Mavericks right now the only undefeated team here. And I believe that is a surefire bet for a spot in the championship game tomorrow at 1:30, no matter what the outcome of tomorrow morning's game against the Chicago Blues.
Yeah, Chicago was in the bottom of the tournament before we started this game. They are winless, but nonetheless a fighting team, so we still have to keep our wits about us tomorrow morning at 7:30. But between the goal differential and us being the only undefeated team in the tournament right now, I believe win or lose tomorrow morning, we'll be playing in a championship game at 1:30 again tomorrow afternoon. So likely 2 games tomorrow, but we'll follow up. For sure the 7:30 a.m.
Well, good work by the Junior Mavericks here. As you mentioned, Matt, in the second game of the day, third game in less than 24 hours, you know, the legs can get a little bit heavy, and give credit to Minnetonka. They made this one a grind.
Yeah.
The Mavericks did not get their first goal until late in the second period, and were able to build on that from there. I think that kind of pumps the adrenaline in there a little bit, and they were really able to bear down in the third, and kind of a fluke goal that Minnetonka scored. Otherwise, the Mavericks had pitched 2 shutouts here today.
Especially their goalie.
Yeah, he was
Mavericks
terrific.
lit up that net today, and probably 30% of the marks you see behind the net came from shots that missed the net today as well. These boys were scaring the glass, scaring the birds back behind there, and scaring the snot out of the goaltender for Minnetonka Skippers. And he just stood on his head and kept this game only to 3 goals.
Yeah, fine effort by that young man today, even in defeat. While we wrap things up here, folks, want to say again thanks to our sponsors for our game and for all season long. Thanks to Cottonwood Salon Suite, to Charleston Homes, providing the best home building experience in Omaha since 2007, Joe Chalin Tax Services, and as well Nebraska Electric Power Sports. We sell fun. Well, again, tomorrow, 7:30 start for that game against the Chicago Blues. We will bring that game to you here on YouTube, and then I believe it's 10:30 tomorrow. The Omaha Jr Maverick Pee Wee Red team will be playing in the championship game of this very same tournament. And then if our math is right, and I think we're pretty safe here at 3-0, we will be playing in the championship game of the Bantam bracket tomorrow at 1:30. And I believe that's back inside as well. So terrific work so far by the boys, and a little bit more work to do tomorrow on a Monday, President's Day, to finish up this tournament here in Minneapolis. As always, sorry, Matt, go ahead.
A root beer and a good night's sleep for the boys for an early start, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody again here tomorrow morning.
So for Matt, for Chase, I'm Dave. Thanks for watching today, and we'll talk.